everyone, welcome to Picko's Pit Walk post-race at the 2022 Seoul E-Prix race number 1. And I'm doing this so early that you can just see the second place finisher there. Finisher there just behind me. We have got the race winner over there, but we'll come to them shortly. I'm doing it. It's never usually like this. We don't usually have the cars still going down pit lane this time. It's because of that delay. There was a big delay in the race today because of that accident down at turn 20 and 21, where we saw 8 cars in the wall, and it seemed to be like one from each team for most teams. However, unfortunately for the first team, let's get them. I don't want to say out of the way because we love Neo, don't we? I love everyone here, to be honest. I love everyone. I don't want to go. Yeah, and so for them, their race lasted all of a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Yeah, that crash at turn 2021 completely wiping out both Dan and Ollie today. Go and watch our interview with Dan. He explains really well about the track surface change at coming into turn 20 and 21, and that's the main reason why people went off, because it was wet. I think it was a new patch of asphalt or concrete or something like that. I spoke to both Askew and Dan about this, and yeah, they have said that basically caused everyone to go off. Dan was also hit by Seb Buemi as well, so it didn't go very well. I'm just going to stay to the right here, because there's a car, a very quick car today actually, coming down my right hand side. It was going significantly quicker than that earlier today, I can assure you that. But yeah, they've just been down to do scrutineering, so yeah. Yeah, so that's why they've all been down there. They just need to make sure that they're all right and there's no post-race penalties needed. It's Formula E. We used to be the home of post-race penalties. We expected like 15 each race or something like that back in the day. We're going to move on to Dragon now. And Sergio Sets Camera got into the duels again today. Fantastic from him. He's starting to enjoy these duels now. I think he had one in. He was in New York. He was in London. He's in here. I want to say that he had one in Berlin as well, but I can't remember for certain because I wasn't there in Berlin. So, yeah, good qualifying from him, but the race, he started slipping away very quickly, so much so that his teammate, Antonio Giovinazzi, got up into 9th place and was running there for a significant period early on, and then he got tapped round by Simsy at turn 1, and that sent Giovinazzi down to 15th. He eventually went one lap down and retired late on in the race. Nissan. Yeah, Seb Buemi involved in that as well. As I said, he was involved in that thing with Tictum earlier on. So yeah, that's unfortunate for Seb as well. And Max Gunter, after Simsy crashed, because Simsy was running 10th when he crashed, which promoted Max Gunter to P10. That was immediately taken by Nick Cassidy, so they could have got a point today, but unfortunately it was cruelly taken away. Now, remember yesterday when I said, oh yeah, Nissan might have P8 in the Constructors' Championship in the bag? Who would have thought a day like that for Mahindra? It's absolutely fantastic day. Pole position for Oliver Rowland. We did catch up with him. He was just on another level in qualifying. It's basically a second quicker in the middle sector alone. It was absolutely crazy. And so yeah, he took pole position, even though he bottled the last corner a little bit. We'll speak about bottling last corners later on as well. But second place as well, and that gives, I believe my maths is correct, A in maths GCSE. Touch wood. So yeah, my maths should be correct. 12 points now. Mahindra are ahead of Nissan, and that should be 8th place in the bag for them. However, when we spoke to Ollie, he did not give a toss because he was running up the front. He was running in second place. Fantastic for Mahindra. They haven't had that many highs this year. They had Simsy running 4th, I think, in New York, second race. But apart from that, not really much to shout about this season for Mahindra. So it's good to see them back. And actually, you might have seen in the background Dilbag speaking to FETV's Nikki Shields. So that's how early I'm doing this. Like, I'd be doing it this time anyways, but it's just the race was delayed by so much that, yeah, I'm doing this while everyone's packing up. No one watch me. I'm doing this. I zone everyone else out. No one else needs to watch this apart from me. Porsche, they got some points today on the board. After a disappointing weekend in London where they only got 2 10th places, they got a 7th or 8th, I think it was. So that's 6 or 4 points. I want to say it was 8th, but yeah, good for that. And then Lotterer involved in that pile up at turn 20, 21. Genuinely, a lot of these I had to say, this person got points. This person was in the wall. Whatever. Genuinely, that was most of my notes that I was making on ready for this pit walk because I have to memorise this and then I go out and do it. So Venturi, Edo Mortara is now mathematically out of the championship. He cannot win even if he does amazing stuff tomorrow. It is a 2-horse race between Evans and Van Dorn, who we will get onto later. Mortara had an alright start. I think he was 5th at the restart, but yeah, the contact with Jev at the final corner, he got a 5-second penalty for that, which I thought was a bit harsh because he'd already been punted around. But we spoke to Jev and he said that he moved under braking, so yeah, I mean that's what happens. And the stewards have been a lot more strict on this. We said this in London as well, and I think they're just upholding that now. So yeah, Edo, that led to a slow puncture, which eventually knocked him out the race. I want to say with about 10 minutes to go. So yeah. Not ideal for him, but fantastic day for Mr. 1000. Well, 1009 to be precise. That's the amount of points Lucas Di Grassi has in the ABB FIA Formula E Championship of all time. Yeah, a mega week for Lucas. We touched on it yesterday that it could and would more than likely happen today, and it has. A 3rd place for him. Starting from 2nd, I think he would have thought that the win was in his grasp. One thing that I quite liked about that is that front row is actually Mahindra's front row for next year. So that was quite interesting. But yeah, I was thinking that Di Grassi would have him, but Roland actually made a mega move. If you hear cheers in the background, you might have seen on the world feed that Jack said that there was a baseball match happening right next to the front straight. There genuinely is, and that's what the cheers were going up for just then. But yeah, Lucas, he was up to 2nd at the start. Well, he was up to the lead at the start, and then Evans absolutely demolished him at turn 1 with a fantastic move. And then in the stadium section, Roland overtook him into T10, which was very risky, and Roland was like, oh, I have to play it safe, But then he did make the move on Lucas and relegated Lucas to P3, and that was where Lucas finished. Genuinely, after that instant, not much in this race happened. So a little bit of a slow burner, but it does mean that we've got a championship on for tomorrow. Now we head to Avalanche Andretti. Now I spoke to both of these guys, Ollie, about the incident because he was the last one on the scene. And so basically all he saw was spray. He didn't know anything that was going on apart from that. He just saw the spray and that was basically it. And then he just joined the other seven cars. And as I said last night, Jake Dennis has had a first, second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 2 10ths, 3 13th places and a retirement. Add to that a fourth. Jake Dennis has completed the top 10 of Formula E. I think he could. I'm sure he'll want to replicate one of those numbers tomorrow. But yeah, we will see. We will see how that goes. But it's incredible that he is now complete the top 10. The only one that he's repeated twice is 10th, and I've forgotten where that is, because that's one thing that I didn't say last night, that he's had 2 10ths already. Yeah, you need to piece that one together, because that just sounds like he's just got a time advantage over everyone. But yeah, mega. Yeah, and they close up on Porsche in the championship for 6th. So it's possible. It's possible. I think the gap should be 10 or 8 points. Mental maths in my head. Love it. Oh. Who did this song? I've genuinely forgotten. Just take my breath away. Watching in slow motion. No karaoke. I ain't doing karaoke on this. God. Envision. It's the first team down this grid. I can genuinely say double points finish. It's one of only 2 teams that I can say up and down this grid, double points finish. Nick Cassidy, he was involved in that incident at lap 1, but recovered to take but he did the lap round. It was him and Norman Nato that did a lap round, then just joined the back of the field. Cassidy took 10th place off Max Gunter. We've already spoken about that bit. Robin Freins finished 7th or 8th. I can't remember which way round it was between Freins and Wehrlein. I want to say Freins got Wehrlein, but it might be the other way around. I know the rest of the top 10. Well, there are only 13 finishes. It's not hard to remember the results this time around. So, yeah, more points for them. That solidifies their 5th place in the championship. No one's going to come and beat them for 5th, because it is 5th, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. Yes, 5th. Counting the Formula E teams. The other team to get a double points finish today is literally just those 2. It's genuinely just those 2 who were the only 2 teams to get a double points finish today. John-Eric Verne was involved in that battle with Mortara, where Mortara got that penalty. He had a good race and points. I mean, I said it to him earlier when I interviewed him. It's points. And honestly, after the last 2 weekends, that's all he can really hope for. He hasn't scored since Marrakesh. So, yeah, kudos to Jev. Yeah, so he's got another few points in the championship. Da Costa, I think, was 9th or so. I want to say, yeah, 9th. So another few points in the championship for them. But I'm pretty sure that is them done now in the team's championship. Actually, just want to point out Thomas Chevouchet, the team principal, just in the background there. Now we move on to the race winners. Jaguar. I think that was going to be that was always going to happen. I think as soon as I saw Mitch starting third, I knew that was going to be the case today, because that race car is so much better. What I didn't expect is for him to take the lead 2 corners into the race. He's been squeezed right up against this wall here by Lucas Di Grassi, but yeah, he was able to send it up the inside. Annoyingly, and I'm so annoyed about this, I was literally seconds away from getting Mitch, but yeah, he was literally called away just as I was about to speak to him. So gutted about that. But yeah, it means that the championship's still on. We can head into tomorrow, where it is championship deciding Sunday, between Evans and Van Dorn, and between Mercedes and Rocket Venturi, who I believe are still in the fight. As far as I'm aware, not in the fight anymore. I'm just going to spin round. So at the back of the garage, if you can see in the flowery shirt, not my flowery shirt, just by me, that's Mitch's dad. So, Mitch's dad was it's not a flowery shirt, sorry, it's leopard print. I don't wear leopard print. I have class. No, I can't say that. I can't say that. Oh, sorry, Mitch's dad. Mercedes, champions-elect. I think we've been saying this since London that they're going to win the championship, but it's going to be tomorrow. It can't be any later than tomorrow. Otherwise, something's gone horrendously wrong. Stoff finished 5th. Nice battle with Vernon Mortara today. De Vries, another one who got involved in that accident in turn 20 and turn 21. But yeah, it does mean that the gap's trimmed in the championship for both the teams and the drivers. But it does mean that they are they're actually Nick de Vries in the back of the garage there. But yeah, they almost certainly going to win this championship tomorrow. And you should definitely tune in, because we have a championship on our hands, and it's going to be a good one, regardless. Will it rain? Will it not? It rained for today. It was raining still an hour before the start of the race, and then it just stopped. I thought because it just kept on raining from basically midway through that Group A session in qualifying, all the way to about an hour before the start of the race, and then it stopped. I'm delighted it has, because like I've got technology here. I don't have any cover for it, so yeah. That is the first part of the final race of the year. Join us tomorrow for the last pit walk, last race of the season, last everything. It happens tomorrow. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.